I tried to just stand there. I was thinking he was going to shoot a jump shot. He came down the lane and dunked it so hard, and it was just like, boom.
Lakers, because of this man, Kobe Bryant, can take over.
Kobe with a spectacular jam.
And I was like, man, I just got dunked on.
What's going down, Laker Nation? This is Lakeshow, LA, and today we're going to be recapping the entire 2016 offseason for the Lakers thus far. And we'll start off with the firing of Byron Scott. And honestly, I was a little bit sad about it just because the dude bleeds purple and gold. But I mean, honestly, it was a necessary change. I mean, even if you take away the politics of Kobe Bryant in his last year, him benching the rookies, not playing Tariq Black, and all that stuff that he mainly got criticized for. If you look at him just like a strictly X's and O's coach, he wasn't that great, honestly. And I mean, yeah, the roster wasn't built out to have a great defense, but I mean, as far as the offense goes, when he had the Jeremy Lin and Wesley Johnson cast, saw the same exact things that were happening with D'Angelo Russell and Julius Randle and this year's roster. You know, a lot of dribble handoffs into ISOs, a lot of pick and rolls, and Byron Scott just wasn't going to be anyone to lead the Lakers into this next era of NBA basketball. And so, yeah, that leads me into the hiring of Luke Walton. You know, honestly, I'm excited about it. You know, I'm excited to see what he brings from the Golden State Warriors over to the Lakers. And I feel like he has the attractiveness of just where he comes from. And I feel like he's automatically going to have the respect of the locker room. And, you know, as far as a coaching standpoint, I feel like he's a very attractive person to come and play for. You know, now the roster just needs to, you know, get to that level and make it an attractive destination overall for the Lakers next year in free agency. So hopefully, if all goes well, you know, that'll happen. And a lot of people are full of shit saying that anybody could have coached the Warriors to that kind of start that they had, and it's like there's no way that anybody could have done that job, you know, or even the Warriors could have coached themselves to that. You know, it's like you still have to make the in-game adjustments, you still have to make the rotations, you still got to make, you know, you got to call the plays, you still got to do things that not any kind of coach can do. And so, yeah, I'm excited about Luke Walton. And that kind of ties into the draft. So, yeah, I mean, the Lakers were very, very fortunate to fall into the number 2. They just mainly had to choose whoever was left of Simmons and Ingram. I would have been happy either way, Simmons or Ingram. You know, I don't know who I would have chosen, honestly, if the Lakers would have been number 1, seeing as how Simmons is. But, you know, I've seen flashes of Ingram and what he's going to become. So, I don't know. Kind of tied in between both of them. Ivica Zubac. Yeah, I honestly had no idea who he was when the Lakers drafted him. I was hoping that the Lakers would get Skal Labissière, that he would fall into that spot. I feel like he's going to be a good player. Kind of crazy he fell so far into the draft. But yeah, I'm excited about Zubac, and seeing how he played in Summer League, it's been kind of impressive. It's been really impressive, actually. You know, his his mid-range game, his hands. He has really good hands. He's been able to catch some very hard passes by Ingram, by Russell, you know, a lot of passes that would hit Roy Hibbert in like the chest or the neck and just, you know, go out of bounds. So yeah, I'm excited about him. And Brandon Ingram, I'm really excited about him. I'm a huge fan of just pure scorers, and just looking at him, man, he's gonna be a terror in this league once his frame fills out, once he gets a little bit more strength. And you know, people have no right to bash him for being too weak right now. Obviously, he's 18. You know, he's gonna grow, he's gonna mature, and so is his body. And yeah, I'm excited about him. I expect him to play a lot of off ball this year. You know, with Russell and Clarkson being primarily on the ball, and he's a great 3-point shooter. So you know, he's going to take a little bit of time to get used to the, you know, extended 3-point line. But I'm excited about him. Also, D'Angelo Russell at the Summer League, you know, he's been tearing it up. And a lot of people are still bashing him, saying, you know, he's too slow, he's too athletic, he's all of this. But, I mean, people forget that he's still going to have to, the other defender is still going to have to guard him on the defensive end. And he's going to be a mismatch nightmare. You know, he's showing his post game, and he's going to be able to do things on a consistent basis that, you know, smaller guards wouldn't be able to do. And so with Luke's system, you know, I expect his playmaking abilities to shine a little bit more. You know, you've seen his scoring. But, yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see, you know, what he's going to do. And yeah, I mean, just smaller guards is going to be doing this on a consistent basis.
Finishes aggressively. You want him to take this very seriously, like his life depended on it.
And so yeah, he's going to be able to do things like that on a consistent basis. And I know it's just Summer League, but it's been really impressive to see, you know, how he's been playing. And the funny thing is that a lot of people who are saying, oh, it's just Summer League, you know, don't pay attention to him, are the same exact people who were calling him a bust after last year's Summer League. But it's like, you know, you got to be at least a little bit consistent with that. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited about, you know, the young core. Kind of wish I would have saw Julius Randle. You know, I feel like he's the one who needs to develop his mid-range game. You know, he has a lot of things to work on. But yeah, I'm excited about the young core. Free agency, honestly, when I heard about the Timofey Mozgov signing, I wasn't sweating it too bad, just because I figured, there's no way the Lakers signed him for 4 years with that amount of money and didn't have some sort of team option at the end of the year. The end of the third year, excuse me. And, when I found out he didn't have the team option, or the Lakers didn't have a team option, I was sweating a little bit, but I figured the cap's going to go up next year. His contract's going to look even more minuscule next year. But it's still, I'm more worried about the years more than the money. But, I would have been happy to see, Festus Ezeli in a Laker jersey for, 2 years and $8 million a year or whatever it was. But, yeah. And, people are obviously going to forget that he was dropping 28 points on the Warriors and, dunking all over Bogut and stuff that year, 2015 finals. Yeah, and Luol Deng, I don't really expect much from him. He's obviously an instant upgrade at our small forward position. And I expect him to, install some sort of professionalism in the locker room that's much needed after, it's been deeply tainted by Nick Young, at least it seems like. So, yeah, that's what I expect for him to bring to the table. And he got paid. That's all I can say about him. Again, I'm a little worried about the years and the Lakers committing to, long-term money. But they needed to do it somehow. But I just wish it wasn't for that long. And so yeah, that leads me into the latest discussion that's going on around now with the trade rumors. And the biggest thing that's been going around is Russell Westbrook. And if you're Oklahoma City, at least if I'm Oklahoma City, I would want Ingram and Russell. Some sort of package of, the 4 rookies. And, those 2 would be the more likely to, have the highest trade value. And it's like, I don't know. It is Russell Westbrook. And it's like, on one hand, you
matches the 76ers lead at 32-17. Westbrook racing. Westbrook.
But then again, you want that at the right time. He's going to be a free agent next year, and the last thing you want to do is relive the whole Dwight Howard scenario. And yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing this around Staples Center all the time.
Westbrook to forecourt. Dynamite.
And for Russell and Ingram, they have so much potential, to have to give them both up for a player who's going to be a free agent next year. It's like, if Russell Westbrook really wants to become a free agent, or actually if he really wants to come to the Lakers, he's going to come anyways, next year, no matter where he gets traded to. And, it would be very, very foolish. And I would hope that the Lakers learn from the whole Dwight Howard scenario, because the last thing we want, is to give up Ingram, Russell, or whatever combination of rookies, and then, have it come to the end of next year and Westbrook still hasn't signed an extension with the Lakers. And, you read on Twitter, everywhere, ESPN, Russell Westbrook hits free agency, and, it's like, what are we going to do? Are we going to put this up again? I don't want to see that anymore. I want the Lakers to be smart, and I want the Laker fan base to be patient. There are 2 parts of the Laker fan base, one that's like wants to win at all costs, trade the rookies, whatever it takes, or that part that's, patient and knows what we have and what we potentially could have, later on down the line. And it's like, man, you don't give up a player, at least, we've seen what Russell does. We haven't seen what Ingram does, but just from like a physical standpoint and his potential, you don't give up a player who's like close to 7 feet tall, who has like a 7'3" wingspan, can pull up from anywhere and do things like this.
Here's Ingram, 5 on the shot clock. Fading away. Oh, that is nice.
And it's like, man, you see that, who's the first person that comes to mind? It's like, if you see that, the player he compares to is...
You want to talk about trust? The kind of trust that this offense has built within itself.
So yeah, you don't really trade, somebody like that. At least for somebody who's going to become a free agent next year. And I know it's Russell Westbrook, but still. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. And I think for this offseason, honestly, it doesn't seem like there's going to be much else going on. Maybe a few low-key signings here and there just to fill out the roster. And we'll see what happens. The rookies are obviously going to have free reign under Luke Walton. At least I would hope so. And so yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'll be there the first game of the season, and yeah, I'm excited. So hit subscribe, do all that stuff, and I'll be making some more videos soon. Peace.